Proctor's. I'm going to go inside Pastime Legends. They're the sponsors of Video Game Lives at Proctor's on November 8th. Come on. Go.
I don't know, we got a lot of really good stuff in here. As far as nostalgia goes, we got the original 26 Nintendo Powers.
So those are from the late 80s?
Actually, yeah, the late 80s mostly. The original one was the Nintendo Fun Club, and those actually are pretty hard to find as well. The Simon's Quest one scared so many kids, they gave them nightmares, so parents wrote in and complained about it because it was the scariest cover ever. So Nintendo, during their anniversary thing, they made sure to feature it again to scare even more kids.
Joe, tell me about this. Tell me about like the really classic systems you have here. We have Atari games over here.
Yep.
We have an Intellivision.
Yeah.
If anyone had the Tandy
One
Vision.
That's a Tandy One.
I thought it was an Intellivision.
No, look, it's the same thing. It plays in television games, but it's a Tandy Vision. They're a little more hard to find. They're just as functional, and it's actually just a lot of fun to play a lot of this old stuff. And this was I think the first console to ever do. They had a voice synthesis module that you could actually attach to it, and you could hear voices. And it came separate from that. It had a little speaker built in. It was really funny. And nowadays people would laugh, but back then it was a big deal.
Is this based on the Steve McQueen movie?
Yes, it is.
The Towering Inferno video game.
Yes.
For Atari.
Steve McQueen was awesome in that.
It's amazing in that. Little Steve McQueen, 2 pixels.
Oh.
The thing that amazed me about these is some of the art on these.
The television show The Venture Brothers designed their DVD box art based around the old Atari cartridges, which I thought was a really nice tribute.
Now, Joe, this game, in particular here,
Yeah.
this is infamous.
No. Oh, no, yeah.
And I played it to the end. We got it for Christmas, like
Really?
every other kid
I'm sorry.
of that year got it for Christmas. And this is the game that almost sunk Atari.
The legend is they buried thousands of copies in the desert because they actually overproduced so many copies of E.T. There was more copies of E.T. in production than there were consoles. So basically, even if you owned like 2 copies for every console, like it just they could never sell them all, and it destroyed the market for Atari collecting, especially for that game. That and Pac-Man also.
Oh, here it is.
So many games, and Pac-Man, that's a classic.
These are the 2 that look nothing like actual Pac-Man.
You didn't get a really good Pac-Man port until Miss Pac-Man for the Atari 7800, and that a lot of the 7800 games are almost perfect arcade ports, and they're a lot of fun.
We've got stuff from the mid-'80s, then we get into the '90s, and we have original Nintendo.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
And I see Super Nintendo stuff over here.
Super Nintendo.
Sega Genesis.
Sega Genesis is over here. N64. This is like the premium case where, you know, all the good sellers or like the rare games.
This is the boutique.
Yep, we got Conker's Bad Fur Day in there, and, you know, a lot of really good ones. Just, you know, a lot of fun stuff that I played a lot as a kid. GoldenEye 007. You know, and some of the games have really gone up in value, but they've just got so much nostalgia. Battletoads, you know, the Mario Brothers Punch Out, everything I grew up with. You know.
Joe, what's the most requested old game, like classic game that you have?
Super Mario Brothers 3. That's where video gaming really started to latch on to people. Like that's when like a home console, you know, people loved Nintendo, and it was a huge step from the Atari, and it was great because you know, you got like Mario Brothers 3, you've got you know, DuckTales, Rescue Rangers, all these great games, and you know, people were able to, you know, get them at home, play them at home, and they were better than the arcade. With the Atari, you got like a lesser version of the arcade version. And you know, with the Nintendo, you had the best version. So that was the first time. So
that makes sense. So that's the first time when games, your console game, became better than the arcade version. Because that's about the time that arcades started really not happening as much either.
Well, arcades faded away during the 90s, but, you know, and then early 2000 was kind of the death. A few things tried to keep them going. Dance Dance Revolution. There's a lot of games that, you know, most people prefer to play at the arcade. I have a lot of games I prefer Galaga. I won't play, you know, I won't play a console version of Galaga, but if I see a tabletop, I'll jump right on that thing. I know part of the Video Games Live is the Guitar Hero segment. The guitar on the right was actually, Logitech made that, and I don't know if they mass-produced them, but a customer of mine won that in a contest. They didn't even own an Xbox 360, so they were like, oh, I'll trade it in Pastime Legends, because they'll probably take it. I guess they took it a few other stores, so no one really knew what to do with it.
Is this a mod? This is an original?
This is Logitech made this.
Really?
And,
so
yeah.
that's a serious guitar.
It is. It's
made for Guitar Hero.
It's you know, it's made out of wood and metal and heavy-duty screws, and it's got real guitar pegs and real pickup-looking things, and you can, you know, play Guitar Hero with it wirelessly, you know, and the buttons feel great. It's got this neat little neck slider thing, which, you know, didn't come on all the guitars. And it's just really neat, and you know, you don't see them. I've only seen the one, honestly. You don't see them hardly at all, and it's just interesting to see that, you know, someone would, you know, get this as like a giveaway. They you know, it was a contest that they had won, and I've honestly never seen anyone else with one.
So we know that Video Game Live celebrates like the music and the full-on orchestra and chorus of video games, and we know it's come a long way since Mario and Zelda. What do you think is what games do you have here that you look at and you think, man, that's amazing? That's like a different living experience. There's certainly a huge gap in where things have been and where they've come from, and you can see it all here.
Well, I mean, as far as the artistic abilities of you know, the game creators, you know, they had a lot to do with you know, little power back then. Once they started getting into like CD technology, the audio became bigger and bigger. I know the game that you love and I love. We both love it.
It's Final Fantasy VII.
Final Fantasy VII. One of the best
There it is.
soundtracks. Yep.
Let's get it out.
One of the best soundtracks. The minigame. This is a nice, good condition copy, and now this is the black label copy. This is the
This
copy
is the one
that,
I had originally.
This is the one that people most desire. Is usually the non-greatest hits. It's, you know, got some really great music. I mean, absolutely wonderful music.
Yeah, for me, when this game came out, and if you don't mind me opening it up here,
go ahead.
This is the first time in a role-playing game went from a cartridge, top-down, Mario Link running around with a sword smacking people, to a full-on 3-disc cinematic experience that happens to be 40 hours long, but it is just completely immersive, and the art is just beautiful.
Absolutely.
And it's simplistic yet complex, and it's
a very emotional game too, because
really emotional.
You've got you know,
Don't spoil it.
major plot twists that, you know, you would incur in like a film. You know, it's very filmic, the story, and very cinematic.
One Wing Angel, which is one of the songs
Famous
during the
music,
finale,
yep.
is in Video Games Live with a full orchestra and chorus, and it is just mind blowing.
I'm really excited to see that live. Donkey Kong. I wanted to show this. Look how much Donkey Kong has changed throughout the years. Now, he went from being, you know, goofy Donkey Kong the villain, now he's a hero, you know? People loved him so much, and now he's all in high resolution. Now, this was from DK Jungle Climber, which was actually a pretty fun game for the Game Boy Advance. And, you know, one of the things that I really like about Donkey Kong is his humor. He's always funny. It's like he's not afraid to be the butt of his own joke. And he's always like, something's happening, someone's stealing his bananas, he's got to get his bananas back and stuff. And I've always loved Donkey Kong as a character. He's always been one of my favorites. And the music for Donkey Kong Country 2 is considered some of the best video game music of all time. This is a piece of artwork that one of our employees did for
Mega
us
Man, right?
a while ago. Yep, Mega Man. You know, and this is just something that we used for like an advertisement piece for a while. Mega Man, the Blue Bomber, he's another icon, although he's one that hasn't really changed too much over the years. But the music in his game, the one that really stands out is probably Gravity Beetle. And anybody who's a Mega Man fan, if you mention Gravity Beetle to them, they're oh my god, Gravity Beetle, the best music of any game, it's so good, you know, and they love Gravity Beetle. I personally like the whole Wily Wars game for the Genesis, which is just 1, 2, and 3 with Wily Tower.